Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Rap Dad Podcast. I'm Junes, and as always, across from me,
Hey, it's Melancholy.
damn straight.
That's me.
You know what it is, and if you didn't know, you do now. Thank you for everybody who's always subscribing, listening, sharing the podcast. As always, we're always going to start it off by saying thank you. We have to.
Thank you.
And if you haven't downloaded it or left a 5-star review or subscribed to the YouTube page, then you should do so right now. We'll wait. All right, when you came back, we're back now too. Thank you so much for doing that. We appreciate you. And for anybody that doesn't want to do any searching, just check the description down in the audio because we have all of the links, including all of the links to our guest, which is Nesta OG. Second time around. How you doing, my man?
Hey, I'm glad to be back. What's up, y'all?
Thank you for coming in. It was a little bit of a scramble, so we appreciate you coming in. Yeah, it was short notice, but we made it work. We're recording a little bit on
that dad scheduling, man.
Yeah.
Whenever it works, it works.
Whenever it works.
Work and dad is two things that sometimes clash with anything else you have going on in your life.
Yep.
Unfortunately. But also, we appreciate you coming through. But before we start chatting it up and catching up, because it's been a minute, let the folks know all your handles, where to find you, where to follow you, follow your Instagram pages, your YouTubes, all that stuff.
Definitely, man. You can find me on all platforms streaming. Nesta OG, man. Nesta OG, man. It's where it's at. Instagram, everything else, pretty much the same. At Nesta OG. It's consistent. I got blessed, getting the handle early on.
There you go.
There you go. Keep it simple.
Super easy.
One thing for everything. And like we said, it'll be down in the description, so you could be lazy about it.
Come on.
Anyways, before we get in, just a little bit, if you want to pull that mic towards you just a little bit. Yeah, just there you go. Just a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Yeah. So it's been a minute since we've had you on, well over a year. We had you on July of 2022.
Damn, that flew.
It doesn't seem that long.
Yeah, no.
Especially when you're a dad, right?
Yeah.
Hell no.
Right?
Yeah,
It goes by so
blur.
quick.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, it's been 3 weeks. Felt like 2 days.
Seriously.
So, a year is like, oh, it's been 3 months.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, no, so it's been a minute, which a lot of shit happened since since you came here. Number one, you released your album, obviously, October of 2022.
Yep.
So when this is being released, it's going to be past a year. So congratulations on the 1-year anniversary of Blue Earth Theory.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I've been thinking about that a lot lately.
We were listening to some of it before you came over today, and I was just wanted to compliment you because when you were on the podcast last, your album hadn't come out yet. Yeah. So congratulations on that. I don't know if I ever officially told you, but I love that song with you and Sly Jiggy, 258. I think it's very,
one
very
of my
clever.
favorites too.
And then that song with you and Constant, what is it? Be Okay?
Be Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I like that one because you were pretty much kind of let people in to a part of your life that maybe some people would not know.
Yeah, I wasn't going to put that
You
out.
know? And I love shit like that because it shows that you're human. You got to be transparent sometimes.
Yep.
So shouts to both of those songs. I just wanted to let you know, officially on the record, on the show.
Yeah, man.
You can't take it back now.
No, I never will. I never do it. A takesy backsies.
He has to stand on that.
Yeah, you got to stand on it now.
I never do an eraseys or a takesy backsies. And yeah, since you were on last, quite a bit has happened. Not only have, you've been working with Bozzy doing some stuff, but also OG filmed it. You've been really official on that. I mean, you've been taking precedence and, tell us a little bit about what kind of made you take the jump, because you were doing filming and you were blogging and you were doing other stuff for the Weather Watcher. For the folks who don't know, he started that.
Yep.
Now he's got a team, which is really, really dope. But what made you want to take it to like a separate entity for OG Filmed It and start doing, content and music videos and stuff like that? Because that's a whole different lane than what you were doing. So, tell us a little bit about that jump.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I just got tired of not tired, but it did get a little disorganized trying to shovel everything into the Weather Watcher name and things like that. If it's not Nesta OG, the personal music side, which, I definitely want to be separate than everything else because I don't want the other stuff to be I'm the face of or, be too associated with it. Mm-hmm. And then with the Weather Watcher, I don't know. Yeah, it was just weird because to have something non-music related, I wanted to be able to venture into more camera work where it's not just working with music artists strictly based off music. I wanted to like expand and get just, different types of opportunities and just learn new skills with the camera. And so I was like, man, I gotta like, people wouldn't think to hit up a music blog to, book me to film, some like sort of event they were having, right? So I was like, damn, I need to think of something. And I always had like a bunch of like ideas in the works. When I save my files, I organize it by like photo and video and then whatever subfolders. And so like I always had like, OG filmed it for the videos. And then one day I was playing with some like, text edits and things like that. And I came up with the one I use now.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And then I was like, I kind of like that. And I was like, I should kind of make that my stamp. And so I started slowly incorporating that to like the videos I would do for the Weather Watcher and then like any other things that like, whatever social media content I put.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And then so I was like, eventually I was like, man, you know what? I got a new camera like at the time after I had been using it for a little bit. And I like was telling someone, I was like, man, I kind of want to make a new separate camera page to kind of like just organize and, have like, here's my artist outlet. Here's my blog, which is very like personal taste, besides what, Constant does networking. And then at least the written aspect.
Yeah.
And then, And then, the camera one where I could just like kind of do more things on that end. And I don't know, it just felt more satisfying to have it separated and easier to manage each single one and kind of like.
Yeah, no, I agree. And like you said, I feel like it probably provides more opportunities in a direct way of what you're trying to work towards. Mm-hmm. Because the Weather Watcher is its own thing, its own entity completely. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, so what are some of the things that you offer, some of the folks that may not know, that might be artists or may need content or something like that?
Yeah, definitely. I for sure specialize in like behind the scenes content, like vlogs of like, what's going on at your music video. My favorite thing to do is performance photos, taking photos for people at their shows. That one's something I do a lot of, doing visual content and visual vertical content for like social media, especially things to consistently post. Little things that just like bunch of photos, things like that. Anything to promote your music and your aesthetic and, your image as an artist. Usually making content based around that is like my specialty. So yeah. And then I recently just got into music videos,
How you liking that?
It's super fun, honestly.
Is it time consuming?
Yeah, it's definitely like, if you care about it and you want to like plan ahead,
Yeah,
it takes a lot of time. So like before doing it, I just like sat and like thought about my ideas and like did a full treatment, wrote up everything, like every shot that I ended up using had a reference shot. It was intentionally supposed to like look like that or line up like that at some point. So I took a lot of time into the planning of it, and then just borrowed a couple like extra equipment from like Bozzy, like some lights and a car mount. And then so just like that whole process was just like a lot of preparation that I didn't really think about, until you do it. But I've seen it like happen so many times. I do behind the scenes for music videos quite often. So so it kind of just had to like that. I had the structure in mind, so it was just really fun and like it came together so natural this time around. And I was like, oh man, see, like Bozzy one time told me like he's like, yeah, fool, I think you're ready for a music video, because I was doing something my biggest little session. Like I just gave it to him, and he was watching. He's like, yeah, I think you're ready, because I said something about wanting to do them, and he was like, yeah, I think you have a head start above like a lot of people, if you just went for it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So like, fuck yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean that kind of leads into the next thing. I was gonna say, you and Bozzy, started working together pretty heavy with the biggest little sessions, and I mean you guys have done countless.
Yeah,
we have.
I think we're about to do 47, 48, or 48 or 40. Yeah, tomorrow.
Damn. And when did you guys start that officially again?
March. Well, the ones in March are kind of like tester ones. Like officially, like last week of March, April is when we really started running them.
That's a lot. It's a short period of time. Yeah.
Considering, you have a full-time job and, I mean, you guys are both busy doing other things, multiple other things. So,
yeah.
I mean, you guys got to fit a few. I've seen it, we've been there. The way they schedule it, is like they'll do multiple in a night. And they bust them out. They're professional. They know what they're doing. They each play their role perfectly. It's really, really dope. So were you guys just sitting around? Because I know you guys work together in multiple capacities. Obviously with Bozzy, I mean he's a man of many trades. I feel like everybody works with him in one way or another nowadays.
Yeah.
So how did that whole idea come about for the biggest little sessions? Were you just like, nobody is doing anything like this, or were you like, dude, Team Backpack used to be dope, or was there something that inspired it where you're like, we should do something like that but with our own touch?
Yeah, the initially like it coming about was kind of sporadic on my end, but Bozzy had like the idea just a little bit before he kind of like brought it to me. So what had happened was like I had my old camera and I was kind of just thinking, I was like, man, I kind of want to just take that risk and like kind of upgrade. And so I upgraded whatever. And so I called him as soon as I got home with my new shit, right? And I like hit him up. I was like, yo, guess what? And then I flipped the camera and showed him. And he's like, what, fool? He's like, okay. He's like, you in the game? I was like, yeah, dude. And then he was like, damn, that's crazy. You know, I'm inspired to like do some investments. He's like, all right. So whatever. He hangs up. And then like I talked to him a little bit later because I was like, let's go shooting. He like pulls up, or I pull up, and he's like, hey, I just bought this, you know, this C stand like for his mic.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh. And then he told me his idea. He's like, you know, hey, we want to try to film these like little sessions, like, you know, those open mic videos, because, you know, like Colors and On the Block. I think that was like the one we both had seen because like I have a show, yeah. So I was like, oh yeah, like that type of shit. And so he's like, yeah, whatever. He ran the idea by me, and I was like, yeah, let's figure it out. So we did some test shots with our music, tried to figure it out, and then once we kind of got like a little aesthetic and a formula that like, you know, we wanted to run with, we just started booking him. So it came out like, yeah, he just was saying like he wanted to do something like for engaging content for people to kind of always just have to use for what people are currently using them for. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, it's a great service that you provide, you know, because nowadays content is so important. I don't give a shit what anybody says. It's fucking crucial. You have to have some sort of content when you release something, at least a little bit here and there. You have to. You have to. Otherwise,
it's crazy when you don't.
It's stupid. It's just fucking, just not smart to do it that way. You got to have something. You know, like we did, you know, Saving Face for your album, which is great because
I had so much fun with that.
Help promote, you know, the podcast, and that was edited by you, correct?
Saving Face, yeah.
Yeah. Did you do Billy Goats as well?
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, see, you be doing all of it.
That's the man, yeah.
Of course you've been ready. I think you're ready. I think so too.
Yeah, we definitely split it very evenly, so like we're definitely both doing hell of work. But
I bet.
During that time, like, there's sometimes like I'll try to like, I know sometimes it's a little bit more of like the workload for depending on whoever booked that week.
Yeah.
And sometimes I like to be like, hey, can I do this or whatever?
Yeah.
Or he just knows like I'm just kind of hungry to just get the reps in.
Well, absolutely. I mean, how are you going to learn? How are you going to get better if you don't do it?
Right.
You know? You're not going to just be good at editing videos.
Yeah.
You have to do it. You have to know how to run the programs, what kind of filters you want to use, how to transition. I mean, there's all types of shit that you have to learn. It's
and definitely
it's a whole
like
different thing than anything else, dude.
It's a whole crazy thing, and we definitely like have gone over like to a specific way to like I kind of more familiar with his thought process when it comes to, you know, these type of videos. And I remember the first time like a month ago I like did one. And I was showing him, you know, we're just hanging out at his house, and he plays it. He's like, damn, I ain't gonna lie, that looks like something I did. He's like, that's good, bro. He's like, not to sound like any. I was like, oh no, I get you. But he's like, yeah, that sounded look like something I did, like for real. Like there's no difference. I was like, yeah, I was like, dope.
There you go, man.
Yeah, and
that's like, really dope. So,
well, especially with working so closely together, you'd want to be seamless in that way, right? You
that
know?
Consistent aesthetic.
Exactly,
and like I was telling him, like I was like, you should do a little. We're gonna start posting on the page we made for it. I was like, you should do like side by sides of like some of the really good ones, and be like, who do you think edited which ones or whatever? See if people can tell.
Yeah, there you go. And that's a great way to, you know, promote the page and shit, engaging content.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's gonna be the case, but each one just gets better and better too. It's like. All the different editing, you know, it's like you just try more things each time.
We got new locations now.
Yeah, new locations, and that's dope. I know on ours specifically that edit with the sign that was like flickering kind of, and then you like zoomed. Yeah, it was super dope.
It was amazing. Yeah, I was like, that's really cool.
Yeah,
yeah. No. So, do you have any videos that you've done that you can talk about, that you've done yourself, filmed and edited, that you can talk about? Like as far as full music videos for artists?
Yeah, definitely. Under the OG film, I only have one. I did less special in August. So I got the one with Lil Kage.
Oh,
his
nice.
song Puzzle.
Oh, you did that one?
Yeah.
I didn't know you did that one. Okay.
That one's super.
So that's why you needed the car mount. Is the one where he's like driving
Yep,
it? Okay,
that's
okay.
the one.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
had
looks
a
super dope.
Specific idea with the car. You know, all that stuff was planned out.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, it was cool to be able to like film it and execute it how like at least wrote the idea out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you were running that special, and it was, you have the creative, direction of the video. Like, you're going to create it, which I think is great, because when you're a rapper, sometimes trying to think of a video idea and then also get it translated to what you're seeing doesn't work. You have to find the sacrifice in it, and sometimes you're like, well, that's not what I was picturing, and so it's better sometimes to let the person who's behind the lens listen to the song and be like, I got an idea.
Yeah.
It's like,
I wanted to have like passion behind it.
Like,
yeah, for sure.
Check this out. I got an idea. It's never been done before. All right, we're gonna go to the roof of the parking garage. Okay, get some old school cars, a bunch of my friends, and then I'm just gonna rap in a cipher right in front of the cars.
Yeah.
There'll be some girls and stuff too. So I'm gonna. Just got paid. I'll pull out my paycheck that way. I could flash some money at the camera. And,
there you go.
Yeah,
gotta have the money in there.
Just,
Even if the song has nothing to do with it, you gotta just let people know.
Yeah, you just gotta flex it.
Doi.
So,
yeah, no, I feel like there could be a simple video like that. It just depends on location.
Sure.
Too. I feel like location
type of song.
Yeah, it's like, so you can have something where you're just pretty much rapping in the camera. It might not be real, storytelling or something like that. But if you're at a dope location and it's shot well and looks really cinematic, I mean, Mac Miller has a video where it's like a drone and he's on a beach.
Oh, the stay video.
Yeah.
And it's the dopest fucking, it's so sick.
Yeah,
and it's so
that
simple. It's like a one-take drone video. It's so good, dude.
There's nothing wrong with just rapping at the camera. But it's been done so many times that, like, be clever about it, right? Don't just continue to do the same thing that everybody else
I like
does.
a good plot to video. I used to back when I was a kid, back when I was a kid. But there's real running music videos like a motherfucker, and I just have so much good times like watching the stories of music videos and being like,
absolutely.
What?
Oh yeah,
like that shit mattered, So I was like, well, I don't do music video. I want to have a vision that A to Z, like a direction, Yeah. So I just had to make sure that was happening. So I was like, I know I can't really do that. If someone's like, I want you to make these ideas happen. I wanted to be able to pick the song from whatever they had, and then just be like, all right, I like this song so much. Let me spin it endless times, give it the weather watcher ear, think about it, and then kind of thematically, bring it to life.
Yeah, no, definitely. I feel like there's got to be an even balance, obviously, between director, creator, editor, and artist, because it's nice to have a video idea and plot it out yourself. I mean, I did that for the second glass tongue video. And it was a little bit difficult because we had to have office space to rent, and we had to have people come and be in the background.
Oh, for
and
cake?
Yeah. It was but it's possible if you have someone that's like, all right, I see what you're trying to do. And then, it wasn't what I envisioned in my brain, but it essentially turned out the way that I wanted. So it's you got to have a sacrifice. If you're going to come with an idea to somebody who's, a director and they're going to be creating the video, if they're like, well, I don't think that's going to work, you can't be like, well, it has to.
Make it work.
You know what I'm saying? Unless you guys are on a huge budget and you're like, well, I got $25,000 and you're like, well, okay.
Make anything work.
Unless you're ODB.
Yeah, hey, that's true. Yeah, but if you're a local rapper, you can't be like that. You got to be like, okay, well, what do you think we can make work?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to work together. But I think it's a great idea to be like, let me listen to a few songs that you want a video for. I'll pick one. I'll make it, this is what I have for it. That's what we did with Bozzy. I was like, here's 4 songs. Pick one you think we should have a video for. And you want to direct it and completely do everything?
Yeah, you got to find a reason to be excited about it.
And he was like, yes, I do. I was like, all right, cool. So, and I think it's, passenger seat turned out great. Yeah. So it's
that's a cool video, man. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. I mean, he fucking spent 5 hours with us. At the end of the day, I was like, dude, I feel bad for the dude having to hang out with me for 5 hours. I don't even like myself that much. Shit. No, it came out great. So it's, congratulations on, taking that next step to committing yourself to that kind of workload. Because,
for sure.
I mean, I can only imagine
What are
I know.
talking about some older videos? What are some standouts that stick with your brain?
For like videos I enjoyed.
Like old school videos, from back in the day. Which are the ones that are stuck in your brain?
The ones that are popping up in my brain right now, like Ludacris, all the Ludacris
Always had
videos.
great videos, man.
Roll out,
Yeah.
stand up, fucking
Get back.
get
That's the one
back.
where
You
he's got
don't
the
know me
big-ass
like
arms,
that
right?
with the
Yeah.
arm. Oh my
He's
god,
just trying to piss.
that shit is hella funny.
No, he always killed it.
things
with
like
videos.
that,
Saturday morning with the.
Which one?
That's the Saturday morning with
Sticky
the.
Icky.
Yeah.
Yeah, that video was funny as fuck
Yeah.
too. Like all his videos were super foolish. I like stuff like that. Other ones, fuck. I think about all like the ringtone rap era. You feel me? Like all those videos.
Yeah.
All those videos are mad funny.
Dude, No Limit had some really dope ones.
No Limit always had dope videos.
Oh
man.
yeah,
Make
no,
him
for
say
sure.
on the basketball court, fucking tank and everything.
Yeah.
Or you had Biggie and Diddy just having full blown fucking helicopters on a yacht and shit like that. Just
Exactly.
going-
Just a yacht
just
going
a
70
massive
miles
budget.
an hour.
Yeah, how crazy! Like filming a movie, basically.
I remember all like the old DJ Khaled ones, the super remixes, like "Welcome to My Hood," all that shit.
Yeah.
Those videos, I remember those. Yeah, man. Was it Music Choice? We're going to Music Choice on the fucking DVR.
Oh yeah.
Shit. Yeah, and going through
MTV
all,
jams.
Yeah. Fuck.
God.
Endless videos.
Yeah.
But no,
That's a
too many
lost
good
art
ones.
form, I feel like.
Literally, bro.
Well, they're not quite as popular unless you have a following that are going to watch it on YouTube or your social media.
You gotta have fanatics.
You know, it's
There's-
so
yeah.
different, because
And I feel
music
like you gotta
television
be-
is no longer music television.
I feel like you got to be good at it too. Like you got to be clever with it because most guys do just like the little cipher rap in front of the videos, but like Cal
No, you do.
Scrooby's super fucking clever with his videos.
absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, no, he's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Tyler's always on point with his videos.
Oh yeah. There's always a lot going on. I love videos when
Yeah.
there's a lot going on. You
Yeah.
feel me? Like in the background, also all intentional, symbolic, all that stuff.
Yeah, or even just like when he dropped Yonkers and it's just him on the
Yeah.
chair eating
Yeah.
the cockroach and everything.
But
It's
still
when
so
before they were
creative.
hella
so
big.
fucking simple and so good.
You seen the Earl one, the first video
with the old lady in the trailer and shit. That's the one you showed me, I thought.
Is that the one?
Oh no, that was Whoa, I think. But it's like his old one. It was like when he first went viral. It was like when he was like 16 or 17. It was right before like he got sent to the Samoa, boys camp or whatever. But I think it was just called Earl or something like that. And it was just like a little freestyle where he's just like spitting and like there's trippy shit going on. Like they're blending up a bunch of pills and alcohol and just a bunch of nonsense and like chemicals into a blender, and then like they all drink from the cup, and then like they start going around downtown LA skating, and like they're all looking possessed and like bleeding. They're tearing their nails out. It's trippy as fuck.
Damn.
But it like
Yeah.
and it looks like all low quality, like on a skate cam, fisheye. But dude, that video is crazy. But even then, like they weren't even like famous back then, but they had like wild video like that.
They always had vision.
Super
those guys,
creative,
man.
yeah,
Always
dude.
had vision. Those guys.
Just doing whatever they wanted,
Yeah.
like whatever they thought, and it was the craziest shit too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, damn, dude, you guys are 8. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
Seriously?
I was like, how
Yeah.
they make the nail pull out? Like he pulled out his nail, like, and you see it on camera, but like obviously it's edited, but it looks so
Yeah.
trippy. I was
But
like,
still, it's
Yeah.
like, how, dude? You guys are, like you said, you guys are unknown indie underground rappers. Like, god
Yeah.
damn it,
Yeah,
that's the reason they're not anymore.
exactly.
crazy.
100%. Yep.
Pretty. Well, that says that about that.
Yeah. Case closed.
Oh, fucking A. Well, I do have a few more questions.
Yeah.
So, as far as Blue Earth Theory goes, do you have a favorite song that you had prior to the album coming out?
Mm-hmm.
And did it change after it came out now that it's been a year?
Favorite song prior to it coming out, probably Can't Complain.
Okay.
I think that one, because when I would show, the people the early, they're like, that's the one. I'm like, all right, cool. The last one and the shortest one. I was like, fire. I was like, that's the formula.
Is
But,
what it is.
No, so I was thinking that one because I was like, yeah, I did enjoy that one, and what I'm saying on it, like, I really mean that stuff, So it meant a lot to me. But after it came out, I think Still Healing, low key, that verse on it. Yeah, I don't know. That one came together just like out of air, and it was so natural. Like we just made it on the spot, And like I listen to that verse now, and like I feel like it aged really well for me. I go and listen to it, and I'm like, I could show this to anyone and be like, feel pretty good about it.
Oh yeah.
So I think Still Healing,
Fucking
but
A.
it changes. 258 was one that's kind of like a favorite of mine too.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's sometimes it's hard to pick a favorite song of your own. You know, you're like, well, they all mean something to me.
Right.
They all have a special place in my heart. That's why I wrote them. That's why I put them out. you
Yeah.
know? So it's like having 10 children and
Sure.
being like, I can't tell you I like only like one of them.
Yeah, no.
Right now, this one's the best though. This one's being the nicest.
Right.
I could think about other moments, like, because I listened to that thing so many times before it came out. And, like, I remember just different ones definitely being my favorite. Some I'm like, I don't know. But when I wouldn't use them, it wouldn't fit right. They're all kind of intentional in a way. It's like sonically, the progression I had in mind. I was just like, I think it's there. I didn't want to touch it no more, add nothing. I was like, I think it's a wrap for this one.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
That's kind of a hard place to get to when you're making a project. I feel like
Yeah.
it might be the hardest part is being like, all right, I think it's done. You know?
Yeah, there's only like 2 or 3 songs I didn't use. And I was like, Like, the rest were pretty intentional,
Hey, I mean, that's pretty good if you have some left over too. That means you were writing enough to where you had, a nice chunk to select from. Because that's also another struggle. Sometimes you're like, I don't feel like it's done. And it's probably because some artists only have 5 songs. Sometimes it's like, well, yeah, it's because you're not fucking done yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need a little more.
Yeah. But,
So
yeah.
we're a year deep into Blue Earth Theory. What was the feedback initially you were getting from it? You getting some love on it?
Yeah, I got a lot of love on it, honestly, especially when it first came out. A lot of people, like, it sounded cinematic, or, the theme in it. They liked, I guess that everything had an intention, I guess, or whatever. Or people just like the stuff I was saying. People like the beat choice I used.
Yeah.
People I like when you hop on this type of sound, blah, blah. And then someone's like, I like the variety. Someone told me something about, like, I do well at, like, expressing pain. I don't know what they said. They're like, you're a conduit for pain, and you channel it well. I don't know. He said some weird stuff, and I was like, damn.
Well,
I was
should have
like,
recorded that.
cool. I was like,
Put that in your fucking bio, dude.
Right, yeah. Like, people like, let me do the review, and like they would just send me a track by track review, and I got a lot of like love on it. I'm like, that's cool.
Nesta
like,
OG, conduit of pain.
Yeah, something like that. I was like, whoa. I was like, that was crazy. And I was like, I like that.
No, that was ever.
Put it on a t-shirt.
I think my favorite thing overall is just the entire thing was purposeful. That was like, like you're saying, it was cohesive, and each thing meant something to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is always the best when you weren't just doing songs just to do a song.
Yeah.
It's like there's a reason that song was made. And it definitely shone through. So that was my favorite thing about the project for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even from the title, everything about it. It's a very intentional project.
Yes.
Which I mean, rapping to rap and just doing some rapper stuff is cool.
Fine, yeah.
But a
There's
full
nothing
album
against
of
it.
that is just like, all right, so you're just rapping on every song. It's like, all right, then that means I heard the first song, I've heard the last song. With albums like that, there's a whole entire thing to unfold behind it. And that's, why I think we like to do this podcast, is because that's what intrigues me about music is like, what does that album mean? Does it mean something? Is there a real meaning behind the title? Are any of the songs intertwined with that? Is it a theory album?
Yeah.
It's and that just makes something you like that much more special because it's just gives it layers, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Which is fine to be surface and rap.
Sure.
But if that's all you do, it's real monotonous and redundant. So it's like, don't do that all the time.
Yeah.
Getting bars out is fucking tight. Don't
You gotta
get me
flex
wrong.
every once in a
dude,
while,
it's
you know
fucking
what I'm
awesome.
saying?
I love me
Yeah.
some rap shit.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna go listen to an album or a project or anything that's over more than 3 or 4 songs, there's got to be some substance to it. You know what I'm
Literally.
saying?
That's how I
Some
like to
variety.
enjoy albums.
Yeah, exactly. Even I feel like if you got a little EP that's like 3-4 songs, it can kind of just be some rapper shit. That's fine because it's like, it's gonna be over in 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a playlist. It's a mini playlist.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Little sampler.
that's pretty much the whole way I feel about it. So I'm glad that you are getting good, you got good feedback, and I'm glad that you're still getting good feedback, because it's weird when you put an album out nowadays. Sometimes it feels like it just goes out to nowhere, and and then later on you might get some feedback, and you're like, oh yeah, I almost forgot I put that out there.
Yeah, that happened to me recently. Like, so I hadn't listened to it in some months, and then like maybe like a little over that month ago, I like saw it in my history, my library, and it clicked. And I was like, I'm gonna put it on, whatever. And I listened to top to bottom. I was like, wow. And I was like, that was a very smooth listen. Like, I don't know. Usually I go listen to something, I'm like, ugh, I didn't like this. And I was like, yeah, I wasn't disappointed by it, or I didn't like look back on it like, you ever listen to old stuff or something they put out, and you're like, I don't know. But I just went straight through. I'm like, I like this, man. And I thought about it. I was like, I can finally describe it now, because people used to ask me, and I kind of always had like kind of all over the place. But I think about it now, it's just like, man, it's like my hypothesis, on
there you go,
on finding gratitude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like in life, and so that's all I want to sound like. It's like a day on earth, where it starts out pretty hard, but like you can just find a way to be grateful through it. Again, like I love that how it came across, and when I played it back and like just seeing that, like I got my point across that I wanted to get across.
For sure.
And that's how I was happy with it. Like recently, I was like, yeah, that's cool.
Fucking A, man.
Oh yeah.
There's not much better feeling than that, when it comes to being an artist and putting something out there. I mean, it'd be nice to get a $10,000 check or something. But,
of course,
come on,
for the way that it runs.
I made $10 off that in stream.
Hey, there you go. That's better than nothing, because sometimes people never see a fucking penny.
Yeah.
Right.
It's nice.
I don't even think I can pull it out.
You get,
I always think
a
it's just
$25 check
yeah.
twice a year. You're like, okay, fuck it. I mean, that's better than not getting anything from it.
Yeah.
I mean, at least it pays for the yearly subscription for the distributor.
Yeah, literally. Fuck.
Yeah. I was just forget that people even listen to it or like it or something. Like we are doing the saving face thing, and you're like, oh, this one was my favorite one.
I love saving face. I still listen to that shit.
It's like people listen. I forgot.
I listened to that.
I didn't know that people liked it
too. I was hella slapping that when it came out.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no, it's a very strange thing, but I'm stoked on the album. He's stoked on the album. I'm glad that you're stoked on your album. Nothing better than hearing an artist be, happy with something they release.
Yes.
We all know what it's like to put something out there you're not very proud of and be like, can we erase that from the internet?
Right.
And it doesn't work, but
and it's also good that like you felt like mission was accomplished as well. You know what I mean? Because so often you put something out and you feel one way about it, but the audience may interpret it or feel about it a completely different way. So if you're getting mission accomplished from the people and you also feel that same way, then that's a success for sure. So
off tops.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not like you've been stagnant. Obviously, you've been doing video stuff, but you recently, were featured on Buddy Wireless's new album, and you've been working on new music, which we're going to talk about both of those when we come back from our break. But we'll be back in just a minute, folks. All right, we are back.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
All right. So before the break, we mentioned that you were still being active with the rapping. Doing it. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. One of our guests as well, Buddy Wireless, our past guest, I should say, Buddy Wireless, put out an album. Came out October 6th. And Quittin', what is it? Happy Don't Rhyme with Quittin' is the name of the album. But you're the second single. You were the second single released off the album with him, which is the feature. And the song is called Runnin'. I like Buddy a lot, so I'm kind of curious. How does it work doing a song with him? Did he just hit you up? Did he with just a beat, or did he already have the song pretty much done, or was it just a hook? Or give us the inside scoop with that.
Definitely. No, we got together and definitely made up everything from scratch. So we just been hanging out. Like we went to Elko. I went to film a video recap for a show that Zelda threw, and Buddy wanted to watch because Bozzy was performing in it. I was filming it, and he's like, I want to go. I had the day off. I was like, all right, yeah, you can ride with me. So we rode and we just hung out, that night for the trip, and we just got pretty cool. What I'm saying? It was like my first time spending a lot of time with Buddy. I've known him for like a little over a year at that point, but so it was the first time hanging out with him a lot, and then we just started working more a lot because he works with Bozzy, and so anytime he's with Bozzy, I'm probably over there and he's over there.
Yeah, I mean,
so we're talking about
produced and recorded his whole album pretty much, besides like 1 or 2 songs or something like that.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would just pull up and he'd be there. And then so he's like, "Hey, we got to do a song soon." I was like, "All right, bet." And then one day he was just like, "Hey, you want to come record on this day?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm open that day." And freaking I pulled up on him that morning, and Bozzy was there, and we're just like, "All right, let's load it up. Let's look for samples or whatever. Let's make a beat." So we sat there. Bozzy made the beat. We went over it together. He picked the sounds he liked. I was like, "Yeah, I'm feeling this." Blah blah. We found the sample we liked. Bozzy started lacing it up. When he got the beat like 30-40% done, me and Buddy started writing to it, and like I heard him say like 1.5 lines, and I was like, okay, and I just ran with that for my verse, and so we were kind of on the same wavelength, and then it just kind of lined up what he was talking about, what I was talking about, and it was just like in the moment, and then I was like, I had my verse, he had his verse, we just recorded it there, and the song was done in like 2 hours.
Fucking A, that's dope.
Oh yeah,
it was
that's really cool. I mean,
really good moment.
that's rare nowadays,
for sure.
especially from the ground up, like beat made and everything. Like, I figured maybe he might already had the idea for the song or had a verse going with a beat already made.
No, we came up with it all in the moment. Yeah,
that's really, really cool. So if you guys haven't heard that already, go fucking listen to it. Now you know
one of my favorite features I've done this year.
Yeah, hell yeah. Which is really cool because, for somebody who, hasn't technically released a ton of music this year or anything like that.
And I haven't done it all this year.
Well, I mean, you have, though, because
yeah.
you're featuring. So
yeah, that's true. But featuring.
Yeah, but still, that's really cool because sometimes I feel like, at least for me, I'm going to speak from my own perspective. If you haven't released something as a solo artist in quite some time, and then somebody hits you up for a feature, I always get in this weird block of like, well, I haven't released anything. It's probably because I'm not writing good. And I like get in my own fucking way. So to be able to be like, yeah, I'll do a feature with you. And it's that kind of feature where the beat's not, you don't have any private time. It's like, all right, we're going to do it all right now. And it's done in like 2 hours. That's really rare. So hats off, kind sir.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing, seriously. And the song's amazing. It's really fucking cool. And Buddy's such a cool guy. So
For sure.
I mean, I imagine he makes it pretty chill and easy. It's not like, well, hey man, we need to get this song done.
Wouldn't that be hilarious? Like
Yeah,
he's like the nicest guy, but like
wrap it up.
he's like super strict in the studio. Like,
Can you not smoke your weed right now?
It's like, let me tell you something, okay? I work serious and serious only. We have 2 hours on the clock. If we don't get the song done, I kill you. So
Yeah.
he's that serious
give
now.
him a
my
verse.
fuck.
So rewrite it.
No, that's amazing. Was there any back and forth when you guys were writing? Was when you showed him the verse, was he like, that's cool? Have you thought about this? Or maybe we do this? Or did you guys write the hook together? Or was there any collaboration at all other than, obviously, I mean, being in the room and making the song together and recording it and everything else?
Yeah. So like when he was getting the beat together and like he started writing the hook, he's like, I kind of want to, he's like, I want to hear singing, like I want to something like, and he started saying some words, and then he came up running, right? And then like I was playing or was listening while he was playing with that, just kind of playing, riffing, and I was like, yeah, I feel that, right? And then he asked Bozzy to cut up a Rev Run sample where he's like, run, run.
Mm-hmm.
And so he threw that in, and he's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, he was vibing with that idea. He's like, I like this. And then, running out of time. Like, he said that line, and I was like, okay. And that was like kind of like the line I heard. And I was like, yeah, that's when I really started getting on my verse, once I kind of like heard what he was saying. Because first he's kind of like mumbling, the ideas coming to him, and then he said the words, and I was like, all right, bet. Nice. And then, yeah, we started working on verse, and we kind of just focused, Bozzy's doing his thing, he's focused, Buddy's writing, I'm writing. We kind of, like, all work together pretty naturally. Like, there's a good, just, like, natural, like, we get along, so it just,
Is it hard to write a verse while someone's still making the beat? They're, like, stopping it, making it, adding stuff, stopping it, making it. You're like, man, hey, I'm trying to write over here.
So let me get a loop.
Not too much when you're, like, have the early ideas. Like, at least for my writing process, like, I'll start getting the things I want to say or like cadences, like, the timing or the structure of whatever. And I'll start writing that out. And then by the time like the beat's like halfway done, I got the skeleton or like just like a good idea of where I'm going with it. And then I could really tune it in. So I don't think it bothers me because a lot of times I'm stopping in my mind, really. You know, I would be stopping the beat and going back just as frequently as someone who's cutting it up and lacing it in front is. You know, they're just constantly going to the back of the beginning of the loop or whatever they're working on. And so, like, my mind just goes back to it, and I just revise it until in my mind, I think I got it lined up.
That's pretty good.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, shit. Did you like write a verse over the sound of a subway? And just loud and people yelling and shit, and you're like,
yeah, I'm like, oh shit.
That's really good, dude. I mean, that means you have really good focus. At least when it's something that's attaining your attention.
Yeah, I can't write at home, like not in the moment. Like I can, but it's very. You ever try to do some shit around some kids? You know what I'm saying?
Oh
like,
no, we talk about that, and that was going to be one of the questions because it's been so long. I don't know if we asked your writing process at home, because mine is like this. Everybody's asleep and it's quiet.
Yeah.
I have to wait till everybody goes to bed, burning the candle at both ends. That's how I do my recording. That's how I do my writing, and it fucking is not always the best. Obviously, you work in a different capacity. Do you have to wait until everybody goes to sleep to write at home, or do you just choose not to write at home at all?
Pretty much wait till everyone goes to sleep, and then if I'm in that mood, a lot of times like I'm always cramming and everything's just so like tight with my schedule, or I just try to squeeze in a lot, do a lot, because I'm always like trying to just make sure I don't drop the ball somewhere.
Yeah.
And so some nights I'm just like, I don't got the mental energy. Like I can edit and stuff like that, like video if I wanted to. That's a little less taxing. But like trying to really write in like something that's gonna like, I want to lay this down. This means some shit to me. I don't got the brain space for it most nights. But if it does happen, it's gonna be like that. Probably happens when I'm just smoking on the porch, because that's like the most peaceful, quiet moment. It's silent. No one's out in the fucking neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's just cars on fucking the street, you know, going by. But that's it. And so sometimes a lot of good ideas happen right there. But that's like to the extent of at home writing. You know what I'm saying? Like there was one time where the kids weren't around for a night. They were on the East Coast. And I was like, oh shit. So that night I wrote a verse and stuff like that.
I've only had this time.
It's too hectic, man.
I have to use it.
But in the studio, I like to have my ideas like, oh, I know I want to say this on this song, and I'll go there, and then I'll like structure that into a hook or whatever, get that idea down, and then like I can write in the moment pretty quick. You know what I'm saying? So once I could do that, that's when I really get like fine tuned with my ideas and what I want to put down. So yeah, I think I just have better ideas come to me in the moment, as opposed to like I'm gonna write 100% of everything before, which I used to do with like Blue Earth Theory. A lot of stuff was like that.
Oh, okay.
Right now my process is like way different, and I'm still trying to kind of adjust to that. I don't know what changed.
Hey,
whatever works best, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, especially if it's not something that you like mentally thought about and it just kind of naturally happened, you know, where you're like, well, my process is still trying to figure that out now. I don't know
like
why it changed.
Homework style like I used to.
Yeah,
right,
yeah, exactly. No, it's I know. I think about that all the time, and I think it's because I used to freestyle a lot. Helped. It kept me very active with tossing a bunch of phrases and words around and ideas. Yep. So when it came to actually writing something that I wanted to write, my brain was used to creating shit quickly. Like, so I had a lot of stuff to choose from, and so it would take not necessarily less time to write a verse, but I could output more music is what it was. Yeah. So when I actually sit down and write a verse, you know, I can do it in the same amount of time, but I don't do it nearly as often. Yeah. Because it's hard for now.
It's hectic, man. It's busy, you know? Like, yeah. Even just that verse that I just did for that track we got, it's like the only time it was like if I'm in the car by myself, or, you know, I'm taking a shower or something like that, you know? It's like, but other than
you always said that. You're like, dude, I write a lot of my raps in the shower.
Well, that's where...
And I'm like, how long are your fucking showers, man?
Yeah.
How you writing a verse?
The best ideas come to you, man, in the shower.
He's in the water.
He's like, I wrote 12 bars in the shower. It was a 41-minute shower.
Sometimes it's like that.
So late for work.
Sometimes it's like that, you know?
It's crazy because I've never written anything in the shower.
I've had ideas and lines come to me in the shower, but the amount that like actually retained as soon as I got out the shower, probably very little, you know?
Those are the best ones, man.
There's some good ass ones. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't remember that.
Porch writing and driving. I've started like a lot of songs driving.
Yeah, I've done songs that like come up with songs in my head driving.
Yeah. That, and then also sitting on my porch, like Winehouse is how that whole song started.
Yeah.
It was cold out, and I was like, yeah, dark nights and these cold days. And I was like, it is fucking exactly that. Right now, I'm cold and going inside.
Yeah.
But no, it's tough. I feel you, man. By the end of the night, when everybody is going to sleep, I'm just so fucking exhausted.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't have the mental energy to like write something right now. Like, I just want to
Literally.
watch TV or play a video game or something.
Your
you
brain's
know?
like, let me just fucking decompress.
exactly. Like after work and family and taking
Yeah.
care of the house and everything. It's like I don't have the capacity for it.
No.
Yeah.
Editing stuff. Like, you get tired doing stuff like that.
Hell yeah. I'm always like doing like 20 minutes here. Like that's what I do. A lot of shit. Spend a lot of 20-minute ass moments on things. Like here, 20 minutes, 30 minutes here.
That's
Put this
smart.
down,
Yeah.
go 30. Or sometimes I'll fuck around. And it's like, oh, I spent an hour on this. All right, come back to it.
Yeah.
And, like the only time I'll spend something like more than 2 hours is like at nighttime doing videos, you know. So I'll stay up to like 2 a.m. doing a video, and I'll be satisfied with that, you know. But other than
Sure.
that, that's like the only thing I can like really do late without feeling super drained from everything
Sure.
else I already did.
Yeah. I get it, man.
You're like a fucking exhausted. Goddamn.
Yeah.
So as far as music goes, are you working on some new music?
Yeah, I'm working on some new music.
Got
I'm
some new
trying to-
stuff coming out?
Yeah, for sure. I think by the time this comes out, I'll have a
this
new
is a
single
little
out.
pre-recorded, so
Yeah.
so you'll have at least one song this year. You release at least one single by
Yeah.
the end of the year.
By the end of the year, yep. I'm gonna have that out, and then if everything works out good, I do want to like instead of doing a full length follow up to Blue Earth Theory,
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of stretch it out and do like the like sampler bits
Mm-hmm.
for the next one. I'm gonna call it Back to Earth, make it a series,
Okay.
and just like 3 to 4 ish tracks at a time, and just sprinkle them. So I'm
There
gonna
you go.
kind
That's
of be doing
nice.
that. Maybe you might have one out around this time, but
Is
other than that, I'll have a single out.
So is that going to be like one of your main focus for, at least as a solo artist for 2024, is releasing some of that little series?
Pretty much, yeah. And like basically like so my whole thought process behind it was like I put a lot of time into Blue Earth Theory, and that was kind of like my thesis album or whatever. And this one I wanted to be just more about my headspace and like not so like conceptual with songs or just making fun songs, because when I came and started doing shows this year, out of all the shows I've done, I would do heard certain songs off of Blue Earth Theory, and I'm like, I'm not having fun performing this, like personally, like, I know some people want to hear one of the songs or whatever it is, but I was not enjoying sometimes, and I was like, I didn't write those songs thinking I would have to perform them.
Yep.
So now I'm making songs. I'm like, this would be fun if I had to rap this in front of people, and that's my main focus, is just like having fun and not overthinking it and just having a good headspace. You know what I'm saying?
For
like
sure.
getting back to basics. Back to earth. Being so stuck in your head, you gotta come back. So I was just trying to not be in my head about music and just make shit that's like kind of fun in the moment.
Fucking A, man.
And I got
that,
a couple
man.
songs like, the one that's gonna come out's already done. I just gotta get the final master. So maybe I'll show y'all after this.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
And then the other two, I just need to get a second verse on those, and then they're done. But
Nice.
yeah,
So you've got you're already chunking out the first project, the first part of the series.
Yeah.
So do you have an idea? Is it going to be like a 3-part series, or like it could be infinite, dude?
It could be. I really, when I'm pitching it right now, like the book series, like you read books when you was a kid still, we were old enough, we still did books, you know what I'm saying? But I just remember I like the books where they had a theme, and I wanted to give that feel of new chapters, new editions, volumes, you know what I'm saying? And just kind of like just a new book into what's going on in my head, you know what I'm saying? And so if I do a lot of them, that'd be cool. But in my mind, I'm picturing at least 4, and then I'll see wherever I want to go from there.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. That's dope.
But yeah, that's
dude.
kind of just week, check-ins, frequent check-ins, and I thought it's manageable, putting it together like an album's like a lot of fucking time and stress. And I'm like, well,
Yes.
I want to at least release music. And I was like, I can make music if I just don't overthink it. So I was like, I'm just gonna make not some overthinking shit and just drop what I think sounds cool.
Oh yeah.
There you go. I mean, you got to enjoy what you make, and you have to enjoy it while you make it, at least to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Creative process can always be frustrating one way or another. tends to happen to everybody, at least to me a lot. But you do have to enjoy it.
For sure.
More than you don't.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So that's really cool, dude. That's cool.
So that's as far as the solo, when's that Constant Light Nesta OG project gonna happen?
Fuck, I know. I know he sent. Fuck, you just reminded me. I think there's like two or three songs he might have sent me with. I know at least two that I kind of need to go back and listen to and do a verse to.
All right, you guys are. I think you guys are a great duo for sure.
Definitely.
No, your guys' performance was awesome.
Oh yeah, at the show, you guys killed it.
Oh, that was so fun,
cool.
dude.
Yeah.
That was like one of the first times I did the show, and I was like, I had fun performing, which I usually do, but it was a different kind of fun.
Sure.
It was
Yeah,
fun.
no, you guys, it was great. It was a great mixture. Your guys' energy was really well, like just not only well received, but like I know you guys practiced to a certain extent, but you guys just moved well on the stage, and yeah, no, it just was, honestly, to be honest with you, better than I expected, because I know that he doesn't live here, so you guys can only practice so much. It's
Literally.
pretty rare. He's here like twice a month or something like that. So it's
Yeah.
like getting a practice in for a show with someone who lives in another state.
Yeah.
I told him it had to happen.
Yeah.
I was like, man,
You're
I
like,
want to
gotta-
be
one or
good,
two.
motherfucker. I was like, we gotta like do this. And he's like, all right, for sure. And then, yeah, so he came that week and we did it.
There
And we
you
just
go.
we practiced for like 2 hours straight the day of.
There
And
you go.
I was like,
fucking
all
is.
right,
killed
bet.
it,
And
man,
I was
yeah.
like, bet. Like, then I felt good about it. I was like, all right, cool. That's all I needed.
Yeah, you were already warmed up.
Yeah.
Shit.
Especially because you guys opened the whole show that night, right?
Yes.
You first
Yeah,
and
we
you
first,
guys, so you guys just set it off right in the beginning, set the
Yeah,
tone,
crushed it.
set the vibe, put everybody in the right direction. Like you
Yep,
guys
yep.
killed it, man. So,
Hey, thank you.
yeah.
I know I was bummed about not having a show mix for one of the songs in time, the Blue Earth freestyle.
Uh-huh.
But people still liked that one a lot, though. And I was like, all right, cool. But that was the only one we had, like, I had to be rapping over the track. And I didn't want to do that, but it was okay. I'll get the show mix eventually.
Sometimes it happens, man.
Happens. Yeah.
It's better to be able to perform a song you want than
Because I had fun doing
substitute it with a song you're not happy with that you don't want to perform live
sure.
just because it's not the way you wanted it to be. It's like, still do it.
that. Yeah, because
It's your set. Enjoy
Yeah,
it.
that
Yeah.
song, like I was thinking, like, we were practicing it. And he asked me, he's like, you should try this one. I was like, you think? And like, on the mic. And I was like, damn, that felt actually pretty fun to perform. And I was like, yeah, you should just do it. I was like, all right, bet. Because I did some of the other ones I had show mixes for. And same thing, I just had that thing. I was like, I'm in verse 2, and I'm like, God, I wish this would stop. You know what I'm saying? Just like in my mind, like I don't want
Yeah.
to say this right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I know how it goes, dude. I've been there plenty of times. Shit. When you push through it, it's weird. It's like you just leveled up. You're like, all right. Fucking
Yeah.
got through that like nothing, dude.
Right.
But it's funny because nobody else notices. You're just on this internal fucking weird dialogue, like on
Yeah.
autopilot,
Yeah.
just
You
rapping
You got like
this
two
stuff.
streams of consciousness going on. Like you're hitting your whole verse, but you got like a whole another
Yeah.
discussion, like monologue in your head.
I
just
do
like
that shit.
It's so
It's
weird. Yeah.
ADHD so bad.
Yeah.
Is what it is. It's like I do that all the time. I'll be rapping and thinking about other things,
Yeah.
like go grocery shopping. Just like it's ridiculous
Yeah.
sometimes.
Or just like taking little notes on like the crowd or like what.
That's
You
part of
know,
the
yeah,
reason that we have
everything
to
else,
what's on
like
his
that.
we
face?
practice so much. Is I'm like I need to practice that much because
That way you just
I have
kind
to
of
hammer it in there.
then
Hammer
you
it
can
in.
kind of
Hammer it
go
in.
on autopilot and then your brain does all the other thinking.
Yeah,
while,
listen to like the songs. hell
Especially
the
when
time.
you're going back and forth like Al and I do. We're always
Oh, yeah,
stepping
I can
over
imagine.
mic cords and
Yeah,
stuff.
I'll
That's why
be-
we bought those fucking cordless mics that
Yeah.
we got over there. No more fucking mic cords.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't have to worry about it. I'm so happy.
Welcome to 2023.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, you and Constant are great. You guys bounce off of each other. Like it's great. You guys have good, really good chemistry with each other. So I feel like that project should come sooner than later. Nesta, get on it,
Definitely,
man.
I know. I'm a piece of shit. Actually, I'm gonna call him tonight. I'll call him tonight. You better answer. I didn't answer his last call. I'm sorry, brother.
I'm sure he'll be forgiving. He seems like a pretty
He seems very
forgiving
forgiving,
and
yeah.
nice about
No,
things.
yeah, I've known him a long
We talked about it
time.
on the Castaways episode. He is Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's the nicest man. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
He's nice on the mic and he's nice as a human.
He's super dope, man. That's my brother for sure.
So before we end it, because we got to cut it here in just a couple of minutes, I did want to ask you, as a rapper and also somebody who is, a creative with the camera, how do you feel about making your own videos?
Oh, like filming my own stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Because you got to be like,
Yeah.
hey,
I'm
can
not
you
a
film
fan
this
of-
for me? And then you got to edit yourself?
I would prefer that if I can get a hand with filming, like editing my own stuff. I love that. I get full control. I want it to have a certain look that I want it to have. I can do that. But filming yourself and like,
How?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's ass. It's
No,
total
you
ass.
gotta, yeah. I think it'd be kind of cool if you wanted to have somebody who kind of knows how to use a camera, and you could literally direct it and be like, nope, I want you to drop down and pan this way, and then you get to
Yeah, it's a lot of tripod shots and like all you do is just switch up a lot of angles, but like it's super tedious and like I don't know. Sometimes I don't like always just a still shot. I would
Yeah.
like a handheld or
Absolutely.
something on the stabilizer. I don't know, whatever.
yeah, an above shot that's moving. Like, yeah, absolutely. You want
Yeah.
you got to have some variables.
For sure. Yeah.
So I shot my last 3 videos. It's just you standing in front of a tripod.
Yeah, that shit pisses me off when I see that. I'm like, man,
You're like, that's cool. I mean, that's cool, but
it works, I guess. Yeah.
if you have nothing else, can't hate it. But just ask your homie to.
You have a camera but no vision.
Just have your friend hold the camera and do this to the
Just-
beat. Like, that's at least a little bit of movement's better than
Aw.
none.
You'll just
Especially if it's going to be a music
Us.
video.
Yeah, it's like that,
It's all
or just
official
like
video.
like just put some rope around it and then just have it swing on a tree or something. When you-
That's actually a tight ass idea.
yeah, that could work. Just like pendulum.
Because it'll be spinning, so you got to stay in front of it the whole time while you're rapping.
Just like, oh yeah.
All right, dude, I got a cheap ass shitty camera I can do that with.
There
I'm
we
gonna
go.
fucking try that, dude. I swear to God.
Get the little GoPros and put on a punching bag.
there we go. Yeah.
Oh, fucking A, man. Well, before we get out of here, make sure you tell all the folks, where to find you at again, where to give you the follows, all that stuff. Because you do so much stuff, man.
So many things.
Yeah, I'll tell all the
so tell them all the stuff and all the things.
Yeah, for sure. If you want to catch the music side, it's Nesta OG everywhere. I told you how to spell that. Nesta OG everywhere and on all streaming platforms. Even Deezer, right? Whatever the fuck that is.
Hey,
Fucking, oh yeah, for the camera stuff, OG filmed it. That's going to be mainly Instagram, I'm pretty sure. But, that's where I would post my, stuff that I, showcase or whatever the case may be. But yeah, definitely, Weather Watcher for the music vlog. I write about music. Also have, the homie who networks and goes to events, and he's always in Northern California just posting really dope artists and always sharing that. So yeah, if you want to find some new artists you don't know about, go to The Weather Watcher, at The Weather Watcher, theweatherwatcher.com, on YouTube and all that, And then lastly, Biggest Little Sessions YouTube channel out now.
bingo.
We have a bunch of episodes out, season 1. The first 10 artists who booked, I believe. Other than that, Biggest Little Sessions, Instagram, YouTube. That's it.
Go follow.
There you go.
Go like. Make sure you give us a follow. You can follow us and contact us. Hit us up.
Yep.
Reach us directly on Instagram at The Rap Dad Podcast. If you want to contact me directly, follow me on Instagram at Reno Junes. If you want to contact this fellow here, Instagram at Melancholy775. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're posting videos every other Thursday. We're posting clips from all the videos. We're also responding to all your comments, whether they're ridiculous or hilarious or nonsensical. Doesn't really matter, because we love all of you, whether you love us or hate us. And, we got some lazy folks out there, so all of it's down in the description.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, make sure you give Nesta a follow, a listen. Hit him up if you need some content work, video work, or just to say what up. And we out.
Peace.
Later.